So coming into our Yin practice, float those arms forward, coming into your extended child's pose. Walk those hands off the mat over to the left. Feel a nice side stretch from that right palm all the way down into the right hip. Try to ground that right hip. Deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, let it go. Walk those hands back to the center of your mat. Then over to the opposite side, coming over to the right. Feel that left side body stretch. Draw the breath in, fill and expand the lungs. And then exhale, let it go. Come back through center and float up into your tabletop position. Coming slightly towards the back of your mat. Starting with the hips stacked over the knees. The knees are about hips width apart. Coming in for a melting heart. So we're going to focus on the upper body first. Begin to walk the palms forward, keeping the hips where they are, stacked over the knees. So start to walk those hands out. So remember, in our Yin practice, we hold the poses, so just make your way in nice and slow. So when you can't walk your palms any further, slowly start to let the chest melt towards the ground. You'll start to feel a nice stretch in the shoulders, maybe the arms, the armpits, the upper back. Feel free to rest the forehead on the ground. And just settle in here. Search for that edge, that point of resistance. And when you find it, just hold and breathe. And stay with that nice, deep, steady breath. Taking one more last deep breath in And exhale, let it go. Slowly, let's release from this pose. Bring those elbows, forearms down to the ground. Slide the body forward, coming onto the belly. And take those arms alongside the body, facing, palms facing up. Either ground the forehead, or if you want to get a little neck stretch in, turn the head to the right, grounding that left ear. Just let the body settle in here, melt into the mat, let go. Notice where maybe you're holding on or tensing up. Just start to allow yourself to relax. And slowly, if your head is turned, just pass through center. And just turn it to the opposite side. This time the right ear grounds. Let the shoulders drop. Let the legs just splay out. And take this opportunity to quiet the mind. Coming back to center. Take those arms, extend them over your head, palms facing down. Maybe ground that forehead for a moment. And from here, start to slide those elbows in, stacking them, the shoulders over the elbows. Take those palms wide, arms wide. Legs coming out about mat's width, coming into our Sphinx pose. Just bring your awareness to the lower back, the lumbar spine. So keep the gaze straight ahead or close the eyes. Try to relax through the shoulders, the neck, the jaw. Check in with the legs, especially the glutes in this pose tend to tense up. Try to relax all the muscles. And the key to the Yin practice is the breath. Stay connected with that breath. The breath is going to allow the body to relax. Allow you to go a little deeper, Find more space in those connective tissues. So as you're settling in here, start to puff the chest forward and lift through the crown. And just notice those different sensations you feel in the lower back. So it might be subtle or might feel slight compression there, and that's all normal. Holding here, or feel free if you want to transition into seal pose, taking this pose a little deeper into the mid-back. Start to float those elbows up, float the forearms off the ground. And again, just check in, see where those sensations travel in the body. Keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. Draw them away from the ears. Relax those muscles in the legs. And if seal gets to be too much, just slowly make your way back to Sphinx pose. Slowly, if you're in seal, lower the forearms, the elbows, come back down for Sphinx pose. And then release the chest, take those palms outside the chest, elbows to the sky, pressing into the palms. Let's make our way slowly into our extended child's pose. So extra slow here, take your time, stretch out. Taking those hips to the heels. It's okay if the knees are wide. Come into your wide leg child's pose here. Let that forehead drop. Push the breath to the spine, the hips, From here, let's float back up into our tabletop. Walk the knees in. Maybe walk those palms out. We're gonna tuck the toes, make our way into our plank pose for a moment. Lift the hips up to the sky, down dog. Let's pedal those heels, bend the knees, move the hips. From here, walk the feet towards the hands. Coming back onto the feet. And coming into ragdoll. So feet are about hips width apart. You can keep those fingers grounded or take the hands to opposite elbows. Keep those knees nice and soft. Shift the weight towards the toes. Lift the hips to the sky. So just coming into a nice fold here. Start to lengthen those hamstrings. Maybe sway from side to side. And feel free to stay still. Try to relax the toes, the feet. Let the head just hang. From here, bring the fingertips back down to the ground. And walk the feet in. And step that right leg back, left leg back. Coming back to your high plank. You can go to down dog or take a chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog if you'd like. We're all going to meet in downward facing dog. Bringing our attention to the lower body. Float that right leg up to the sky. Three-legged dog. Bend the knees, stack the hip. Draw the knee into the chest. Step through for low lunge dragon. So grounding that left knee. Stack the right knee over the right ankle. Feel free to start to slide that left leg back behind you, letting the hips drop closer to the ground. So we're getting into the hips here, the glutes, hip flexor. So we're going to hold here. Allow that upper body to totally relax. The torso can rest on the right thigh. Take any weight or pressure out of the arms, the palms. Let those hips really drop. Let the head relax. Close the eyes. Stay with your breath. So take this opportunity to just notice what's going on with the body as you hold these poses. So if you feel pretty challenged here, stay here. If you've been practicing a while and you want to come into your lizard pose, start to walk that right foot out towards the edge of your mat. Walk that right palm inside the right foot. And then maybe roll onto the outer edge of that right foot, opening up that right knee. Just Notice how that feels. You can hold here, staying up on the palms, or make your way down into the forearms. So do what feels good for you. If this is really challenging, focus on your breath, breathe as long as you're not feeling any pain. Use that breath. Work through that stiffness. Let go of that tightness. Just let that go. If you're in your lizard pose and you want to go for a twist, just a different variation, you can ground that right forearm. Start to turn the torso into that right thigh. Maybe that right palm, right arm comes to the right knee. And just notice how that feels. If it feels good, go with it. If not, just slowly make your way back to the top of your mat. Maybe float that arm up. And maybe wrap that arm around the lower back, spiraling that right shoulder open. So these are just options, variations, maybe things to try to see how the body feels, and you might feel like you need a twist. That might feel good to the body, or it might not. So just do and listen to the body. If you're in that twist, slowly make your way back to center. Taking a couple of breaths here. And start to make your way back up onto the palms. Walk that right foot back in. Take that right hand to the outside of the right foot, framing the right foot. Come back to dragon lunge. Taking a counter stretch, we're going to shift the hips back, coming into half split pose or runner stretch. So taking those hips, stacking the hips over that left knee, fold the body over the right leg. Flex that right foot. Let the chest drop. It's okay to keep that right knee soft. Feel that hamstring stretch. The back of that right leg. And let's release. Come back to dragon pose. And tuck those left toes. Step back to your three-legged dog or down dog. Whatever feels good for you. And stretch it out. Option to flow through high plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. So just notice how that right side feels compared to the left. Maybe pedal those heels, bend those knees, shake it out. And then let's just repeat that on the other side. So left leg floats up, three-legged dog. Bend the knees, stack the hip. Left knee into the chest for dragon. Ground that right knee. So get your alignment first. Check in. Make sure that that left knee is stacked over the left ankle. Slide that right leg back behind you. Taking any pressure off that right knee. Most of the weight is in that left foot and the top of the right foot. Relax the arms, the palms, the upper body. Let that whole upper body just relax. Let those hips drop. Close the eyes. Just focus on the breath. And take the intensity out, soften throughout your body. Keep letting go. If you want to go for a lizard on this side, start to walk that left foot out. Walk that left palm inside the left foot. Maybe roll onto the outer edge of that left foot, opening up that left knee, that left hip. Maybe just move around, loosening up here. Keep sliding that right leg directly behind you. can stay up on the palms or make your way down onto the forearms. And just breathe here. Good. Always listen to your body. Always do what feels good for you. If the pose gets too intense, slowly make your way out. And then when you can, try to come back in. Remember, no judgment, no expectation in yoga. So everybody's body is different from day to day. So just be patient with your body. If you did the twist on the other side and you want to take that twist on this side, ground that right forearm. Start to turn the torso into the left thigh. Bring that left palm to the left knee. And just see where those sensations change or move to in the hips, the hip flexor, the glutes, the lower back. Maybe float the arm. Maybe wrap it around. So if lizard is really challenging, just stay right in that beginning pose, right in dragon. The great thing about the Yin practice is it's not a follow me practice. Just make this practice your own by really connecting with your body. Really listening, that body, mind, soul connection. If you're in the twist, slowly make your way back out. Coming back to center, breathing. Coming back up onto the palms. Walk that left foot back in. Coming back to dragon pose. And take that counter stretch, half split, shift those hips back. Fold over the left leg. Square the hips. Gently flex that left foot. Drop your mat. Making your way back to your downward facing dog, however you'd like. Take that left leg up to the sky. If you're a three-legged dog, stretch it out. Come back to down dog. Option to hold here, or even take a child's pose. Maybe pedal the heels. And if you want to flow through high plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. From here, let's slowly lower the knees, float into your child's pose. Taking the knees as wide as you need to feel comfortable. Float the arms alongside the body, palms facing up. Just coming into a little ball here. Inhale, floating up to seated. So extending the legs out. Maybe shake those legs a little bit. Keeping the knees bent as much as you need to, taking the fingertips towards the feet. Get that hand to foot connection. So feeling the sits bones ground. Again, bend those knees, be really generous here. And just keep the gaze forward. And then slowly coming into a forward fold. So it's okay if the knees are bent. Just slowly allow your body to release, get that hamstring stretch. So this is basically the same stretch as when we were standing in our forward fold ragdoll. Feel a nice stretch in the hips, the lower back. Keep letting that chest drop. And don't force anything or push anything. Just be gentle with your body. Think about the balls of the feet, the arch, the heel, releasing, lengthening, the calves, hamstrings, the glutes, the lower back, the mid-back, the upper back, the shoulders, the neck, the head, lengthening. The biceps, the triceps, the forearms, the wrists, the palms, the fingers meeting the toes, and total body stretch. Take one more nice deep inhale here. And exhale, let the chest drop closer to the thighs. Release, let those palms walk up the legs. Take the palms behind you. We're going to come into our reverse plank pose. So just working the body in the other way, getting a counter stretch. Point the toes, take the palms behind you, fingers facing towards your feet. Inhale, lift the hips up to the sky. Open that body. Exhale, slowly float down. From here, let's turn to the side of our mat. So bending the left knee, let's extend that right leg out. Feeling the sits bones ground. Big inhale, float the arms up overhead. Exhale, float them down. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. And take a gentle lateral stretch over to that right side. So that right palm grounds, left arm floats overhead. Let that left knee drop towards the ground. Inhale, float the arms up. And just take our counter, stretch over to the opposite side. Sweep that right arm around, walking the palms on the ground, and then just make your way into a forward stretch over that right leg. Come back through center, walk the palms. Maybe let the chest drop here for a couple of seconds. And then come back through center, walk those palms up. And we're just gonna switch legs. So extending that left leg, bend that right knee. Ground the sits bones. Settle in here. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, float them down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. And exhale, take that stretch over to the left. Let that right knee draw closer to the ground. Inhale, float up. Take it over to the right, left arm floats up. And stay nice and lifted here. And sweep that left arm around, take that body over that left leg. Just coming into a forward fold. And walk those palms along the ground, coming back through center. Just coming here for a couple of seconds, getting a forward stretch. Walk those palms in. And then let's come into our straddle dragonfly pose. So don't worry about getting the legs really wide. Just settle in here. Come to a nice tall spine, crown to the sky. Flex the feet, point the toes. And then from here, with the feet flexed, taking the palms center, or you can walk them down the legs. Start to let that chest draw closer to the ground. Find that space, search for that edge. When you find it, hold and breathe. Slowly make your way back to center. Inhale, float those arms up. Exhale, float them down. Inhale up. Exhale, float over to the right. Inhale, come back through center, take it over to the left. Inhale back through center, take it over to the right again. So just flowing here. Inhale over to the left. Inhale back through center. Let's take those legs towards the top of your mat. We're going to make our way down onto our back. So bending those knees, flip the palms up to the sky. accepting all the gifts your practice brings you. Exhale, start to roll through that spine all the way down. Once you get down there, let those knees come in towards the chest. Give yourself a big hug. Exhale. Taking those arms alongside the body. And then taking them out to the sides in T. Let those knees stack on top of each other. Coming over to the right side, gaze over to the left. Taking a recline twist here. Float the knees back to center and then just let them fall over to the left side, stacking those knees. Gaze over to the right. Inhale, let those knees come back to center. And then just bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees splay open, creating a diamond shape with the legs. Coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. Taking the arms overhead or out to the sides. Just feel really open in the upper body, the lower body. Close the eyes. Stay in the present moment. Whenever you're ready, go right into Shavasana, extending the legs out. Taking up a lot of space here, taking the arms out in T. Allow the body to melt into the ground. Allow the body to rest and reset. Feel free to stay in your Shavasana as long as you like, gaining all the wonderful benefits it provides. If you'd like to join me in closing out your practice, begin to bring some movement into the fingers, the toes, the hands, the feet. Inhale, float those arms up overhead. Bend the knees. Just roll onto your side. Taking some deep breaths there. Slowly, when you're ready, just make your way back to a comfortable seated position. Sitting up nice and tall. Roll the shoulders back. Closing the eyes, closing out our practice with 3 cleansing breaths. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Thank you so much for practicing with me. And thank yourself for being so consistent with your practice. The more consistent you are, the more gains you'll achieve. And may there always be peace in your heart, peace in your mind, peace in your words, and peace in your mind. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.
I hope you enjoyed your journey today. If you would like to see new classes, please remember to subscribe, like, visit our website at kavelalife.com, become a member on our Patreon account. By becoming a member, it allows us to create new classes. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Kavela Life. Thank you so much. Namaste.